Hello, hello. How is everybody this week? It is Tuesday, and we are back again for another episode of Simply Complicated Chats. And tonight we are discussing healing and dating. What does that look like? Like, where are you on that journey? Like, how does that fit into your world? What is it? Because to me, it's been chaotic. It's been nerve wracking. It's been peaceful. Like, I've gone through the motions on this. Okay. So earlier today, I was scrolling Facebook as I always do. And I seen this post. And it says, being a single mom is a strange journey. You start off scared and broken, convinced you won't survive it, and then you do. You start healing, you start rebuilding, and one day you realize you've become someone even stronger than you've ever thought possible. And when I seen that, I was just like, man, if that's not the truth, like who chooses to be single first off, to be a parent and be single? But who really just wants to spend their life being lonely? Because I know that's not what any of us thought would be the thing as we got older. You know? So tonight I want to discuss what what it feels like, what the journey is, how you can grow through it, and how you can learn to understand not only yourself, but those that you encounter on this journey. So I have been single. It'll be 3 years officially in December 8th to be exact. Yes, I know the date because the day I told my ex husband that I was done. Okay. And when I tell you I was done, I was over it. At that point, I had given years of myself, like years of myself that I honestly didn't even have to give, but I fought through to give to someone else. And I felt like I was ran through. Like I just felt like I had been trampled over and I was tired. I was so tired. Like I just wanted to be free. I promise you, every night I went to sleep dreaming about freedom. And if you've ever been there, you understand what I'm talking about. Because it's not normal to dream about your freedom like this. Like at this point, I could relate to somebody that was spending time in prison because what the hell? That's what I felt like every day getting up, same routine, looking at you every day. And I was just tired. I was just over it. I wanted to be out. I wanted to be let go. I needed that release. And I didn't know how to get it, not on my own, because I was so used to having a person next to me and having a person there to go through this journey with me. I was scared. So I admit to myself that I stayed longer than I should have. And I think that's possibly part of the story for a lot of us is that we stay in something that's no longer serving the purpose that it could have. Because I'm not going to say that who knows what could have really taken place. But the purpose that I dreamed for it, the purpose that I envisioned for myself and for this person to be with me, it was no longer in alignment with that. And when I came to that realization, I really, really, really had to change something. And it was hard. It was really hard. And I just felt scared. I was scared. I didn't want to. If I'm being honest with myself, if I'm being honest with you guys, I did not want to let go because what was I going to do? At this point now, I'm leaving my husband and I have 5 kids. So I'm leaving to be a single mother of 5. And that's not even saying a single mother like I didn't receive help from my kids' fathers, but it wasn't what it should have been. That I can say. It was sure it was not what it should have been. So tonight I want to reflect on how past wounds shaped my dating choices. And I'm pretty sure it's a lot of you out here that can relate, that can understand where I'm coming from with this. And hopefully it helps you guys on your journey, no matter where you are with it. If you are in a relationship, if you are single, newly single, been single. I know a couple of people that's been single for years and they are in love with it. Me, I am a dire lover girl. Okay, so me being single this long has hurt my poor little heart because, baby, I hate it here. If I'm being real, I hate it here. But at the same time, I am in love with the journey because it's allowing me to get to know myself. So when I really had to sit back and think, once I started getting back out there to date people, it was really deciding on if I was dating out of loneliness or if I was dating in alignment with what I needed. And I'm not going to lie to you. Year 1 and 2, because I jumped straight out there. I'm not going to hold you. My ex-husband didn't want to leave. So I had no choice but to show him I was serious because we still lived together for 2 years after we broke up. I had to show him that, sir, this is not it for me. I don't want to play this back and forth game. I don't want you to feel like we're still in a relationship. So I literally jumped right out there into the dating world. And the first guy I dated after I broke up with him, we separated or whatever you call it, sweetheart. Okay? A sweetheart. And I feel like I scared him away because I wasn't trying to get serious. Like, you know how it is, that first relationship after a breakup or that first person you date after a breakup, it's a rebound. It's really a rebound. And although I'm not calling this guy, I'm not calling him my rebound. He wasn't. But I didn't want it to feel that way for either of us because, in all honesty, both of us had just got out of a relationship that we had been in for years. So I didn't want either of us to feel like we were a rebound to each other. And with that, it was just like, how am I scaring the good ones away? I don't know. But you know what? Honestly, we are very good friends still. That's crazy. We're very good friends still. But it was just the whole point of, I had in my mind, I did not want to create a trauma bond because I felt like that's what it would have been. At the moment, we both were going through a lot emotionally. And I just felt like, had we jumped right into something, and then on top of that, he didn't have kids. So that was another thing that scared me because it's just like, I'm coming in here with 5 of them. So a whole starting five. It's a whole starting five. And I'm not one to be sitting up here like, you know what? Oh, we're dating. You got to take care of these kids. That's not me. I handle my own when it comes to my babies. And I'm very skeptical about bringing anybody around my kids. So it's like, it was just so much mixing in that pot that I was the one that's just like, hold up, wait, it's going too fast. Like, our relationship was so great, our chemistry was so great that I just felt like we were just moving too fast. And me, I love a good fast relationship. At least I used to. I used to. Now, baby, take it slow, please. What did Kevin Hart say? Baby step me, please. Don't rush me. I don't want to be rushed. I don't want to just jump into this. I don't want to. No, you can't have him. No, Amanda, you can't have him. He has somebody. Unfortunately for all of us. Unfortunately for all of us, he has somebody. But it was a lot, and I feel like now looking back, I appreciate myself for noticing, my flaws and my repeated patterns. And I know we all know about those repeated patterns, those cycles that we always find ourselves in, and constantly doing the same thing over and over again. That was my biggest fear, of doing the same things over and over again. And that was a part of the unhealed version of me. That girl who was just used to dating and, dropping all my eggs in one basket. Yeah, no. I had done that my entire life. Like, since I got on the dating scene, I would always put all my eggs in one basket. I was never the girl to date multiple people and just be dating. I always had a boyfriend. And you knew you were my boyfriend. I knew you was my boyfriend. The world knew you were my boyfriend. We didn't play like that. Even with my kids' fathers, before they became my boyfriends, y'all was my boyfriend. And you was my boyfriend. I'm not going to hold you. You was my boyfriend. So it's just like understanding what it was I wanted and where I was going as a person helped me map out my relationships and what I wanted in a relationship and who I needed this person to be. Because in order for me to get where I have to go, this person also has to be in alignment with where I'm going. And if you're not in alignment with where I'm going, how are we going anywhere? I just feel like that's the biggest thing. We have to be in alignment for each other. And if I don't feel like we're aligned, I don't know what to tell you. We'll have a conversation and I'll try to fix it, work it out, whatever, as long as you're willing to. But if you're not willing to, then I mean, what else am I supposed to do? I refuse to sit around and waste time with anybody else that is not in alignment. And yet and still find myself doing it at least a couple times within that first year. Okay. Because like I said, I dated. I had no choice but to. I had to get out of my own way. I had to learn who I was. And I had to heal that part of me that was really broken. And it's hard to heal from something that's in your face every day. Like this wasn't a wound that just had a scab on it. No, this wound I was sitting and nitpicking at every day because it was in my face. And you know what? Sitting here saying that out loud right now, I just got a realization. That is a problem of mine. Because even if I have a scab and I can see it, I will nitpick at it. I am the same way with getting tattoos. That's why I can't get tattoos. That's why I don't get them. Because if I can see it, I'm going to peel it. The moment it starts peeling, I'm going to help it. Okay. I'm going to just go ahead and start picking at the scabs. And that's how you ruin your tattoo. Ask me, did I care though? No, not at all. Because stubborn me, unhealed me, she's going to do what she wanted to do. No matter what the consequences was. I literally live by the saying, I'll blow all this shit up with me in it. Wouldn't give two fucks. I will blow it all up. And then what? I'm going to rebuild it. I don't care how long it takes me. I don't care where I got to go get the tools from to do it. I'll rebuild it. I'll figure that out when I get there. Unhealed me. Unhealed me was a dangerous person because strike a match and sunburn this your kids get. No, thank God my kids don't get sunburned because I probably would. And that would probably traumatize them so bad, okay? That's the one thing I don't want to do. I don't want to traumatize the baby. So let's hope and pray they never get sunburned. I'm very good. I've gone to esthetician school, so I'm very good with keeping sunblock on them, especially because we live in Arizona and the heat here, the sun here is a killer. Okay. So let's discuss how emotional intelligence helps you on this journey and how being aware of your emotions and what you're feeling in the moment can map out your next move. So I recently had this guy that I was dating and we had great chemistry. The chemistry was amazing. Conversation amazing. I felt like this man was my brain outside my body. And for that, I loved every ounce of his being, okay? It wasn't even about loving, you know how you just, oh, I'm in love with a person. No, I loved who he was because of his mind and how he approached things. And with that, I found myself going back into those old ways of wanting to put all my eggs in one basket. Like, this is it. Like, I want to be here. I want to be next to you. I want to be under you. I want your brain all day. I want to hear you speak. I want to listen to what you're saying. I want dialect. I want conversation. I want it all because that's me. I'm a conversationalist. Like, if you can talk to me and we have great conversation, you got me. I'm not going to hold you because there's so many people out here now that conversation sucks. The dating pool is shitty as shit. Let's start there. A lot of us are out here and a lot of us are experiencing how shitty this dating pool is. And with that, it's just like when you find something that at least checks off 7 out of 13 boxes, you're like, I can deal with that. 6, you're just missing 6 things that I kind of require. We can work on that. We can probably both grow in those areas. But I really had to check myself because it's just like understanding where this person is in their journey and what they require and what they need, even from themselves, made me reflect on me. And that was one thing I appreciated about him the most, was he was very stern in his boundaries when it came to dating and what he wanted. So it was just like, even if I wanted to just be like, hey, let's be together, he wasn't going to allow that, for the simple fact he was just like, I'm healing. And I know right now I'm no good for you, not in the way that you need me to be. And when the man sat me down and told me that, I almost cried. Okay. I probably did cry away from him, but it was just like, damn, I've never had a man who was emotionally connected to himself enough to be that honest with me and to be that vulnerable. Like, having that is rare. Rare. We are not finding many men like this. And I love that, because if you can be that open and vulnerable with yourself first, to be able to relay that message to me, that shows me how you're intentional with your growth. And that makes me check myself, because now it's like, hold on, pump your brakes, sis. Why are you moving so fast? What you got going on? What you need that you feel like you're not getting? Because obviously it's something that you feel like you're not getting, that you feel like you just need to jump into a relationship. And that's never what I wanted to do. So being in that situation, and this is the first time in 31 years of being alive, and shoot, 16 years of dating. Yeah, give or take a couple years. But in my short time of dating, it's just like, this was the first time I've ever had a man really tell me where he was in his journey and what he needed. And that opened my eyes, because it's just like, oh my God, they do exist. It's a unicorn. It's a fucking unicorn. I've never seen one so beautiful. Okay. Like, like, everybody get in here. Look at this. Like, we all need to see this. It's a fucking unicorn. So, and me being who I am, men are my safe space. Always have been. And that's because I feel like my male friends, they don't judge me as much as I feel like my female friends might. Because females, we have a way of kind of just listening to our friends, but in the back of our mind, it's just like, bitch, you really did that? Like, you cool? Like, why would you do some shit like that? Like, does it be some shit that my female friends tell me, and I'll be like, all right, now, bitch, hey, let's really back in, because that was a little off our rocker. We don't even play like that. Like, we no. But I just feel like my male friends kind of hold more of an open space for me to just be me. And I love that, because that gives me the emotional connection I need with men, that balances me out. Because now I can go to my friends and I can talk to them and I can tell them, like, okay, so I'm dating this dude, and we kind of had this conversation and went like this, and he said this and I said that, and he did this and I did that. And they just be like, I love what you did as a woman. Like, men don't get that. But now you got to look at it like, maybe he's just not ready, or maybe he's just this, or maybe he's just that. And it just be like, oh, damn. I didn't think of it like that. That never crossed my mind. I didn't picture him feeling that way. Or, I didn't picture him, being in that mindset. And I have this one friend, this is my bestie, and me and him are so locked in right now. Like, we talk every day, and this man will literally give me everything that I need when it comes to conversation. And he'll sit there and he'll tell me, like, I love that you did this. I love how you do that. I love how you do this. But when I'm wrong, he'll tell me that too. He's never going to sit here and praise me and not give me the real about where I fucked up at. So that's why I choose to hold space for men a lot, for the simple fact that they don't have that from women. And it's not that women aren't capable of it, but I feel like a lot of us women be so caught up in our own emotions and not truly understanding who we are and why we feel the way that we feel, that we don't have the capability to give that space for men. Like, it's not even intentional, because a lot of women really feel like they are the safe space for their man to come and talk to them and to come and give them what it is that they need. Or get off their chest how it is that they're truly feeling when they're unhappy or, just suffering from something. And when that man don't come to you and you find out, however you find out, you're crushed. You're literally crushed. And this could just be somebody you're dating. But that takes an emotional effect on us because we have this thought process that men don't comprehend the same way we don't comprehend half the shit they feel or go through. And it's not on purpose. That's what we all need to understand. This shit is not purposely done. I can't speak for everybody because we do have some spiteful people out in this world. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to, not acknowledge that part. But I feel like if we all took the time to really get in tune with our own emotions and understand us and what it is that we need and understand alignment, truly understand alignment. Like if you know what it is that you want, where you're going, where you're headed, everything about yourself, you would understand the alignment of somebody else crossing paths with you. And that way, if shit goes south, it'll be easy to let it go. No holding on, no crying, crocodile, butt ugly face, tears, none of that. Because you would understand. And like I said last week, this shit is gonna hurt. Okay? Nothing's gonna not cause you a little bit of pain. Everything's supposed to, because that pain triggers you to move differently. And if you try to avoid the pain, you're going to, kind of make the journey a little longer. Going to make it a little harder for yourself because that's something you can't detour from. It's not supposed to work that way. Like, let's just get that out there in the air. It's not supposed to work like that. So I understood that I had to stop confusing consistency with compatibility. Okay. It just sometimes just doesn't mean, people aren't meant to stay. And even if they are doing majority of what you want, if it's something, it could be two things, but those can be two top things that they aren't doing. Two top things that you need. If they aren't giving it, it's okay to say that this space isn't aligning for you. It's okay to say that this space isn't something that you're able to grow in because you're not being fed exactly what it is that you need. It's not selfish. It's not mean. It's not, it's nothing bad. And we really have to give ourselves grace when we realize that certain people just aren't for us. And that's for men and women. Everybody has that right to say that this just isn't for me. Because no matter how many years you spend with somebody, no matter how much time you spend with them, how much love you give to them, how many babies you give them, giving them your last name, everybody makes mistakes. And I'm not saying marriages are mistakes, but it's a learning lesson. And unfortunately, some of us have to learn that lesson that hard way. And you have to understand it's okay to walk away from it. God is going to forgive you. I promise. I promise you, he's going to forgive you. We're all going to sin at some point in time. And baby, no sin is greater than the other. God is going to be okay with you doing what's best for you because that's what he wants. That's his divine purpose for you, is to do what's best for you. And the one thing that you need to understand is when it's no longer in alignment, then that means it's out of his purpose. Clock it. When it's no longer in alignment, it's not in his purpose. If it's not bettering you, it's not helping you grow, it's not helping you move forward. Relationships move. A ship moves forward. A ship don't go backwards, it goes forward. A ship can only go one way until it make that big ass U-turn in the middle of the ocean and come back. But a ship can only go one way. If you catch a ship doing anything else, baby, notify me so I make sure I never get on that bad boy, because that driver there, he's a bad motherfucker. And he got some certified skills that I don't even know if I want to be aligned with to come in contact with. Okay. But just understanding that everything is not gonna stay. It's destined to change. It's destined to grow. It's destined to evolve because that's what we're meant to do. You shouldn't be sitting still. There's no way that you spend years and years and years in a relationship and you're stuck. If you're stuck, if you and your partner aren't growing, and I'm not even going to say that y'all have to grow at the same level because that's never going to be the case. You are two totally different people. But there has to be some type of growth in the midst of the two of you. Because if I'm staying here and you staying here, what are we doing? At this point, we gonna sink because we just floating. I don't just like floating. I'm a swimmer. I want to swim. I want to move forward. I want to go places. I want to do things. I want to see things. And you're right. I just got here, but everyone ain't ready for marriage and shouldn't be married. That is so true because they don't have the emotional intelligence they should. And that's the biggest key to that. Like, how you trying to commit your life to somebody when you haven't even properly committed to yourself and done the work on yourself to heal and to get where you're going? That's been my biggest placement holder in this last 3 years, is understanding where I want to be and what I'm doing. And sometimes I look at myself and I'm just like, I don't even know why the fuck I'm out here. I don't know why I'm dating. I don't know, because I know I'm not where I want to be. You definitely just got to keep swimming, Brandon, because that's the thing. You got to keep going. But I'm at a point right now where I'm just like, I'm really praying to God, trying to understand, like, should I still be out here dating? Because I mean, I did jump back out there right after ending a marriage. And it's crazy to me, guys, because last week on our launch date would have been my 4-year wedding anniversary. So do you see how God works? Like, I sat up and had a conversation with God that day, and not even that day, before, because when we decided that I was launching that day, I'm steady saying this day in my head, like October 21st. Like, this day is significant to me, but what the fuck is it? That's what it was. My wedding anniversary. And I was just like, huh, isn't that a fucking knee slapper? Because what? Out of all days to launch my podcast, give birth to my sixth baby, this has been my dream. Like, I live for this. So to give birth to something that has been so near and dear to my heart on the day that I married the man that I thought I was going to spend the rest of my life with was just like alignment. Like, I see the alignment in this. Like, I think that made me even more excited. That made me even more excited for this journey, because it's just like, damn. And that's why now I'm sitting here like, all right, God, are you telling me to sit my ass down? Because I make sure I have somebody I can at least have conversation with. Even if I'm not going outside and hanging out or seeing them often, like, pull up, we can have a drink, we can smoke, we can talk, we can chill, we can kick it, just catch a vibe. I have somebody all the time just because I never liked being alone. So me being single these last 3 years and being so protective of myself and my kids, I make sure to keep that away from them. So when I do get a free moment, yes, I surround myself with somebody that I can just chill with, just to get that interaction. And I really think God is telling me, hey, your time to shine is over, at least for now, because I got somebody for you, but I got some shit I need you to do to tighten up a little bit, and then I can go ahead and drop this man in your lap. When I say I feel that in my core, I do, but I'm hard-headed. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm hard-headed. I'm still stubborn as shit. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Scout's honor. I'm working on it. Okay. I'm just trying. That's all I can say is we're moving. We're making progress. We're swimming. This boat is on the go. But now we gotta kind of remove some more things off, let it go, lighten the load a little bit. And I think dating is one of the biggest things for me that God is just like, hey, let me borrow this for a second. You don't need it. Let me take this and put it in this box because you no longer need that. Because I got something over here for you, but you're distracted. You're not focused on what I need you to be focused on. And I need you to do the work that I need you to do so that I can release this beast over here coming in and give you exactly what you need, sis. I got you. I got you covered. But you over here playing because you ain't doing what I need you to do so that I can go and give you this blessing. And baby, I'm gonna stop being hard headed. I'm not gonna lie to you. Lord, I'm trying. Okay, just you know my heart, you know my soul, you know my mind. I'm trying to just get over this being lonely thing. Like I literally had to shake it off me that I was not gonna be lonely for the rest of my life. Y'all, if you can see me, you know that I'm not gonna be lonely for the rest of my life. It's just not gonna be. That's not even possible. I'm very cocky about that. That is not even possible. God ain't gonna let me do that. I feel like he want me to sit down though and raise these babies and overly focus on them because my kids got a lot that they need me for at the moment. And I feel like if the person that I'm choosing to be with isn't in alignment of what I need to do as far as being a parent, at the moment I don't have time for it. And that's not even saying coming in and picking up the slack that their fathers have left, but coming in and actually being the person that'll ease my mind, that'll take some of the load off of me, just as a woman. We're not even talking about the kids. This is just for me. Like, I really feel like God is just like, hey, yes, I believe that. We definitely don't listen. So God definitely will chastise you if you don't listen. Okay. I promise you, I say it all the time. I'm hard head and he know I'm hard head. And he beat my ass every other day. Okay. I promise you, he taking that flip flop off his foot and he's smacking me on the back of my head every other day. Cause what are you doing? Hey, stop touching that. I don't want you to have that right now. I don't want you to do that. I don't need that for you. That's not what I think for you. You're distracted. Hey, eyes off the shiny shit. Okay. Everything that glitters ain't gold, baby. Everything that glitters ain't gold. Okay. So now we're going to discuss how to balance self-growth with the desire for companionship. And that goes with understanding where you are. And, sometimes we have to sit down and we got to do a brain dump. But when you do this brain dump, be honest with yourself. Like, don't sit there and sugarcoat, try to pull out all the sweet shit about you. No, be honest with yourself. Where's the bullshit? Where are the flaws? What's wrong with you? If we're going to be honest, drop what's wrong with you first. Matter of fact, let me see y'all drop what's wrong with y'all in the comments if you're watching from YouTube, because I'll tell y'all what's wrong with me. I got a smart ass mouth. Let's start there. If you say something I don't like, and I mean something that's just real life off the wall that I don't like, because I know how to shut up. I know how to not respond to shit that I know you trying to get under my skin. But if you really one of those that just like to nitpick and you really go there, I'm going to go there with you. Even if God told me I shouldn't. You push that button one too many times. Oh, baby, when I tell you, I just told y'all, I will burn this bitch down with all of us in it. That is me. And she's still healing. Okay, let's remember that. She's still healing. Like, yes, I've moved past a lot of my bullshit. I've moved past a lot of my own toxic ways, but they're still in there. And if you push a little too hard, Hi, I'm an asshole. Like, literally, that is me. And there's nothing anybody can do about it because God's still working on me. And we still working from the inside out, baby. We still working from the inside out. Every day I have to get up and ask this man for grace and a little bit of peace because I don't have it all the time. Like, I literally, my ex-husband, before I have conversations with him, I have to pray. That man still triggers me to this day. And mind you, we've been separated 3 years. I've been single. And I take that back. It's actually been longer than that. We're going on 4 years. Shit. I done whole ass crossed out a year. But yes, we're going on 4 years. Because I've been in Arizona almost 2 years, and that was our official separation, was me moving here. So 2 years of living together after the breakup, and now 2 years of actually being separated. So now I still have to pray because I can't say, well, I'm fucked up. I have a fucked up attitude to some. I'm too forgiving and free hearted. I barely trust anyone, so I'm skeptical of everything. I can relate. When I say I can relate, I can relate. My heart is huge. And that is one reason why I spent almost 8 years with my ex-husband. Like, because I just wanted to forgive. I literally just had a conversation with one of his close friends the other day, and I was just telling him, like, bro, I'm tired. Like, I'm tired of being the bigger person when it comes to being a parent. I'm tired of just having to bite my tongue. I do not respect women, but I have a lot of money. Now, how are we gonna get there? How we gonna do? What we gonna do with that, Walter? We gotta fix that. We can't be out here not respecting people. Respect is something that has to be given. That's one thing when people say, if you respect me, I respect you. No, I feel like I'm always going to give respect. And the moment you decide that you don't want to give respect, I'm going to remove myself. You don't deserve me. You don't deserve me at all. That's not something that is an alignment for me. Because if we can't give something so simple as respect, I don't care how much money you got. Baby, you could be a millionaire. The moment I see that you say I legally have 3 wives, hey, look, Walter, I love that for you. I don't know how they're surviving. They got to be surviving off of each other because there's no way I could even be there. No respect. That's little shit. Like, I thrive off little shit. Respect, attention, care, thoughts. Like, see something in the store that you know I would like. Grab that shit. Bring it home. Shoot me a picture on your way. Hey, babe, look what I got for you. Yeah, once the respect is gone, the love is gone. That's not it's no love in not having respect. Because if you can't respect me, something that's free, what the fuck we gonna do with money? I mean, yeah, if you feel like, just the money is keeping it, then hey, I don't get into other people's business that has nothing to do with me because the thing about it is, if you like it, I fucking love it. I have nothing to say as long as I don't witness it, I guess I would say. Because one thing I'm not going to stand for is anybody disrespecting anybody, especially when there's no actual reason to be disrespected. It's just like, who stuck something up your ass? You rolled out of bed today with a cereal on the floor and you walked in it and crunched all over it or something. I don't fucking know. But hey, let's fix that. Let's wake up and try it again. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, no. So with all of this, it's just like learning how to express yourself to those that you encounter and, tell them what your boundaries are. Tell them what your flaws are. We really have to lay ourselves out on the line in order to really be in alignment for where God is taking us. And if you truly love, and you're looking for love and you want to be in love, like, you really have to be vulnerable, have to be willing to be vulnerable. And that's not saying being some punk bitch. It's not saying, oh, you just a sucker. You gotta be able to compromise. You gotta be able to show and improve. You say it gotta be my way or the highway. I used to think like that. And guess what? That got me in a world of bullshit because my way ain't always right. And when I learned that, when I acknowledged that, because I always knew my way wasn't always right, but it's crazy. I just made a post the other day on Facebook, and it was about my daughter's father that was killed. And I say, he was my best friend, and we had a love-hate relationship with each other. We could argue today. If he called me tomorrow and say, hey, you want to go to breakfast? I'm getting up to go to breakfast. And because of him, I felt like however I talked to a man, you was going to take it and you was still going to love me. And I showed that heavy in my relationship with my youngest daughter's father. And that's a big part of why we didn't work. Because what? I'm going to talk to this man however I want to. If it walked like a duck and it quacked like a duck, it's a duck. And baby, I was going to call it how I saw fit. That was just that. Like, I was the man eater. I was a black widow. If you know about black widow spiders, she eats the male black widow after they're done mating. That says a lot in its own. That was me. Like, you could love on me today, shower me with gifts, and woo, woo, woo. Tomorrow, if you do something that I don't like, baby, I will eat your ass alive with words. It got to the point that man told me, you make me feel like I'm less of a man. And my response to him was, if it walk like a bitch, talk like a bitch, it's a bitch. I don't know what else to tell you. I'm going to treat it just like it is. So I really felt like that if you couldn't handle the way that I was talking to you, you wasn't a man then. When I realized that was so fucked up, it was after my oldest daughter's father passed. And when I realized the words, when I realized the words that come out of your mouth, you have to watch. You have to pay attention because we speak things. When that lesson hit me, it hit me hard. It hit me hard to the point that I stopped arguing with my kid's father. I stopped arguing with my daughter's father for a long time. I would not argue with him. And it got to the point where that man was like, what's wrong with you? I said, nothing. I just don't have nothing to say. I don't have nothing nice to say. And I knew I didn't. So with me knowing that I didn't have anything nice to say, I would shut the fuck up. Because I had already experienced saying some shit out of my mouth out of anger, out of hurt, out of frustration. And it coming to pass. Like, here me go. Here I go, spilling all my tea to y'all again. 2 weeks before my daughter's father was killed. He was killed 2 days after Christmas. He came to pick her up. And this was the first time ever in either of the girls' lives that I had let them go and stay with their fathers, both separately, for like 2 weeks. They were gone for like 2 weeks. And I let them go into spending Christmas with them and everything. So I picked both girls up the day after Christmas because I wanted to spend Christmas with, I wanted to take them to church before the end of the year. So the last Sunday of the year, I wanted us to go to church together. So when my daughter's father came to pick her up, I honestly cannot even remember what we were arguing about. But he was the type of guy, he wanted to throw his new girlfriend in my face. And my kids' daddies, they hate me so bad, baby. They lie to pump up the next bitch that they with. And I love Quila to this day. I love Quila. But this man told me, oh, she a RN, she do hair, she woo, 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 woo. Sir, I don't care about none of that. That don't have nothing to do with me. What are you doing? But that was our argument. We were in the middle of a big argument, and he said something about his car and something. And I was just like, dude, I hope you die in that fucking car. Okay? Like, for real. And I really fucking do. Like, go to hell. And that's just where I was at with him. Like, I was young. I was young. I was 21. Going through it with my youngest daughter's father because me and him had just broke up. I had a lot of emotions going on and I wasn't in control of it. They were controlling me. So me letting these girls go and be with them was me trying to get control of myself because I couldn't do it being a full-time mom of 2 toddlers. One was 5 and the other was 2. I couldn't do it. So that was me trying to get a break. And even with us arguing, I'm like, dude, take your daughter and get the hell out of my face. Like, gave him that message. And I picked my daughter up the day after Christmas. That next day, so the day after Christmas was a Saturday. Sunday, me and my kids went to church. We were with my sister-in-law and my niece and my cousin. We about to go and have us a good time after church. It's the last Sunday of the year. We pumped up because God done gave me a word, baby. I was feeling it. Here, I was in my zone. And I got that phone call from his sister. Literally, had just got out of church. We in a car listening to our music on our way back home. And his sister's like, I need you to get to the hospital. Derek been shot. I'm just like, what? Fuck you mean he been shot? This nigga don't even hang around no thugs. Like, fuck he was doing that he got shot. So in my mind, I'm like, this nigga playing with somebody's gun and he done shot himself? Like, oh, what? What's going on here? Get to the hospital and my man's is gone already. Before I made it to the hospital, he was gone. Nobody told me that. They just told me he had been shot. So I'm thinking I'm going to get to the hospital. Like, I hadn't said nothing to my baby. I'm thinking I'm going to get to the hospital and I'm going to be able to talk to him. I'm going to be able to have a conversation with him. We're going to laugh and giggle. And I'm going to apologize for what I said before. Because throughout that time that he had my daughter, we didn't talk. I would text him, tell him, hey, FaceTime, let my baby FaceTime me when y'all get wherever y'all going or whatever y'all doing, let her FaceTime me just so I could talk to my baby. I was at that point where I didn't want to talk to him. So it was just like when I got to that hospital and I seen his mom coming out the back, I say, hey, where he at? And his mama being so distraught and in her emotions and not understanding what's going on or even realizing who I was because it was so many people already at the hospital. I was coming up from all the way up north Chicago, well, out west Chicago, and I had to come to the south suburbs. So that traffic, everything, it took me a minute to get there. So by the time I got there and walked up to her, I'm like, hey, where he at? She like, oh, he gone. What? When I tell you right there, like she said it and she walked past me like she didn't know who I was. When I hit the floor, it's when it came to her like, oh, fuck. And she turned around and she came back to me and she holding me. Everybody in the hospital that was there for him came to me like, goddamn, like you just dropped this bomb on her. Like, how is my daughter is the only child. So it ain't like I got another baby mama to sit here and we woosah over this moment together and we got each other and these kids to stand on. No, I was by myself. I was really by myself. And that right there is when I was just like, fuck. Like for a long time, and I didn't tell nobody this story for a very, very long time. For a long time, I felt like my words were the reason he was gone. And when I realized that the power of the tongue is a motherfucker, baby, I had to let that go. That pride and that ego I held onto with my words, because that's all it is. When you speak out of anger, when you talk angrily, like, especially to people you love, when you give them that out of your mouth, it's your ego, it's your pride. And trying to love people, love yourself, you have to let that shit go. You can't heal with ego and pride holding you back. Those are like anchors. They're weighing you down. And that's what a lot of people don't realize is that ego, that pride, that shit is combination for destruction. It will destroy you without you even realizing. Because a lot of us think, and we just think that it's all going to be okay. We just think that, we can just say what we want to say and nobody's going to be hurt because I said some words. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Yes, the fuck they do. Because once you say something to somebody, that shit replays over in their head. So if I tell you today I hate you and I wish we never did this shit, and we continue to be in a relationship, every day that shit's gonna replay in your head until you decide that you can't take it no more and you leave. And that's me being honest, because there's no way I can sit here and be with somebody and I say that I love you and I know that I'm intentionally protecting both you and myself with my words, and you just giving me whatever the fuck comes to your mind. You're not even thinking about it. It just comes out. You just letting it go. That's not healthy, nor is it fair. It's not safe. It's not safe for us or those that love us or those that we love. Sometimes people push you to say things and then they be like, damn, I walk away, but don't keep following me with bullshit because I know how to hurt feelings, but I choose not to. For sure. And that's my biggest thing. I don't like for me to be in a heated discussion, and if I tell you I need a minute to get my words, to get my thoughts, to like really sit here and understand what's happening right now, I don't like to be pressured to talk. And a lot of people, again, ego and pride will try to force people into conversations when it's not a safe space for either of us at the moment. Because I know I could be deadly with my words. I can hang up on a motherfucker right now off the strength that, baby, at the route that you going, what you saying to me, how you feeling, and the fact that you letting it come out your mouth, although I may be feeling this in the moment, but I know later I won't feel this way. I'm feeling this because of what you're giving me right now, and you feeding me bullshit, so I'm feeding off that bullshit, and I'm definitely going to give it back to you. I don't want to. That's a part of being intentional with loving somebody. Because the moment you can sit here and say something hurtful to me, and I got to guard myself, because now I feel like you don't care. If you're not intentional with me, I feel like you don't care. And I promise you, I feel like that with anybody. Sister, daddy, cousin, uncle, baby daddy, little sister. If you are intentionally not being intentional, even if if you're not being intentional with your words with me, I feel like you don't give a fuck. And with that, I will excuse myself, and this will be the last conversation we have. Until you learn how to control yourself, until you learn how to speak from a place of love at all times, regardless of how you're feeling in the moment. If you can't speak to me with love, because if you love me, you're not going to sit up here and continuously tell me you hate me and you wish I was dead, or you wish that we never did this, or you wish that shit was different. Hey, I dream a genie, goddammit. Your wish is my fucking command. 2 fingers. I will get the fuck gone real quick. Because what you're not going to do is project your bullshit ass energy on me. I don't want it. I don't deserve it. No matter what's going on right now, if you feel like that's what I deserve, we no longer need to be together. I'm not right for you. You're not right for me. And we can call this shit quits right here. We ain't got to say shit else to each other. We can go our separate ways and it'll be it. Because I just don't feel like with intent, if you chose to love somebody, the intent behind that is I'm choosing you. That's intention. I'm choosing to do this. So if I'm choosing to do this, why the fuck would I want to disrupt my own peace and be angry and go through all of this? if a person says they hate you, then that's what it is. For sure. I feel like whatever you speak out your mouth, you meant that shit. Because if you didn't, it never would have came out. Even if it was a thought, you would have held on to that. Because the second thought after that would have been, damn, I can't say that. That's going to fuck her up. Or that's going to fuck him up. Like, if I'm sitting here telling you I hate you, gee, I know how that's going to make you feel. I know why I said it. I was trying to make you feel something. And whatever I was trying to make you feel, I know them words made you feel it. I'm pretty sure of it. I'm an asshole. So if I say something to you and it's some shitty shit, I meant it. I tell everybody that now that I come in contact with, like, I choose my words when I speak to people. I make sure that I say things that I mean, and I don't say things that I don't mean. I ask questions. I'm inquisitive. I want to know because I like to fix myself. But me speaking to people, I make sure that I sit and I play over in my head what I want to say before I say it. Because I don't want to make anyone feel like I'm being a dick, if that makes sense. Like, I purposely use words the way that I use them. Because I don't intentionally want to be that asshole. And that's with anybody in my life, any relationship, my friends, siblings, cousin, family, my mom. Like, I am very intentional with my words these days. Because if I'm not, I know how I am. And I know that's not a safe space for any of us. The moment I unleash that beast again, because baby, I've kept her tamed. My man's has been gone. It'll be 10 years this year. And 10 years it took me to perfect this craft. And that's why I say being with my ex, I stayed so long because I felt like this is my karma. One, I felt like that relationship was definitely my karma. But two, because I knew I had to grow. And I knew that's what that relationship was doing to me. So this week, I want everybody to sit and I want you to think, I want you to brain dump. What has healing taught you about love? What is it teaching you now about love? And understand that when you start healing, the type of people you attract change. So you won't be attracted to the same type of people, but it'll all be love. So that's my time, y'all. I love y'all. This feel like this one got so quick this week. I'll see y'all here next week. Y'all can catch me on social media. Follow me, like, and subscribe to my YouTube. And come grow with us every week. We doing this. So I'll see y'all next week. Have a good evening.